The nature versus nurture debate explores the contributions of innate predispositions and environmental factors in shaping human traits and behaviors. This question has captivated thinkers for centuries, prompting investigations into the interplay between our genetic inheritance and the world around us. Understanding the roots of human characteristics has profound implications for fields like education, healthcare, and social policy. Are we products of our genes destined to follow predetermined paths, or are we shaped by our experiences? This question lies at the heart of our understanding of human development and behavior. The implications of this debate extend far beyond academic discourse. Understanding the contributions of nature and nurture can inform educational practices and shed light on psychological disorders. This essay will explore the historical trajectory of this debate, examining key figures and their contributions. The roots of the nature versus nurture debate can be traced back to ancient Greece, where philosophers like Plato and Aristotle pondered the origins of human knowledge and character. These early thinkers laid the foundation for a debate that would span millennia. Plato believed that certain knowledge was innate, existing within us from birth. He argued that our understanding of the world was predetermined by our inherent nature. Aristotle, on the other hand, emphasized the importance of experience, arguing that the mind begins as a blank slate, or tabula rasa. He believed that all knowledge comes from sensory experiences and learning. These contrasting views laid the groundwork for centuries of inquiry into the contributions of nature and nurture. Philosophers and scientists continued to explore these ideas, each building upon the thoughts of their predecessors. During the Enlightenment, John Locke championed the idea of the blank slate, suggesting that individuals are born without inherent knowledge. He proposed that all human traits and behaviors are shaped by experience and environment. The 19th century saw a resurgence of interest in biological determinism, fueled by the work of Charles Darwin. Darwin's groundbreaking research on evolution and natural selection brought a new perspective to the nature versus nurture debate. Darwin's theory of natural selection provided a mechanism for understanding how inherited traits could influence survival and reproduction. His work suggested that certain characteristics were passed down through generations, shaping the behavior and abilities of future offspring. The late 19th and early 20th centuries marked the beginning of a more systematic investigation into the interplay between genes and environment. Advances in genetics and psychology allowed scientists to explore how both inherited traits and life experiences contribute to human development, leading to a more nuanced understanding of the nature versus nurture debate. Francis Galton, a cousin of Charles Darwin, played a pivotal role in shaping the nature versus nurture debate. Galton was fascinated by the inheritance of human traits, especially intelligence. He coined the term nature versus nurture and pioneered the use of twin studies to investigate the heritability of intelligence. Galton's research led him to believe that intelligence was largely inherited, a view he articulated in his influential book. He argued that individuals with exceptional abilities were more likely to have close relatives with similar abilities. Despite his emphasis on heredity, Galton recognized that environment also played a role in shaping human traits. However, his primary focus remained on the power of inherited traits. Galton's work, though groundbreaking, was also controversial and contributed significantly to the rise of eugenics. The early 20th century witnessed the rise of behaviorism, a school of psychology that emphasized the role of environmental factors in shaping behavior. This movement marked a significant shift from previous psychological theories that focused more on introspection and the inner workings of the mind. Behaviorists like John B. Watson and B.F. Skinner argued that human behavior could be understood in terms of learned associations between stimuli and responses. They believed that by studying observable behaviors, psychology could become a more objective and scientific discipline. They rejected the notion of innate instincts, focusing instead on the power of conditioning and reinforcement. Through experiments, they demonstrated how behaviors could be shaped and modified by manipulating environmental factors. Watson famously proclaimed that he could take any infant and mold them into any type of person through environmental manipulation. This bold statement underscored the behaviorist belief in the malleability of human nature. Behaviorists conducted numerous experiments demonstrating the power of conditioning to shape behavior. These experiments often involved animals, such as rats and pigeons, to illustrate the principles of learning and behavior modification. The behaviorist perspective dominated psychology for much of the 20th century, influencing educational practices and therapeutic interventions. Schools adopted behaviorist principles to manage classrooms, and therapists used behavior modification techniques to treat various psychological disorders. However, the behaviorist approach had its limitations, neglecting the role of internal mental processes and genetic predispositions. Critics argued that behaviorism oversimplified the complexity of human behavior by ignoring thoughts, emotions, and biological factors. The growing understanding of genetics and cognitive science eventually led to a decline in the dominance of behaviorism. Advances in these fields highlighted the importance of considering both nature and nurture in the study of human behavior, paving the way for more comprehensive psychological theories. The latter half of the 20th century witnessed a dramatic shift in the nature-nurture debate with the advent of the genetic revolution. The discovery of the structure of DNA in 1953 revolutionized our understanding of heredity and the role of genes in shaping biological processes. This new knowledge rekindled interest in the biological basis of behavior. Twin studies became a powerful tool for investigating the heritability of traits. These studies consistently revealed substantial genetic influences on a wide range of characteristics. The development of molecular genetic techniques such as genome-wide association studies, GWAS, further advanced our understanding of the genetic basis of behavior. These studies have identified numerous genes linked to complex traits, providing compelling evidence for the role of genetic factors. The genetic revolution has highlighted the complex interplay between genes and environment, leading to a more integrated perspective. The nature versus nurture debate has been shaped by numerous influential figures throughout history. Jean-Jacques Rousseau argued that humans are innately good and that society corrupts their natural innocence, leading to moral decay. John Locke championed the idea of the tabula rasa, emphasizing the power of environmental factors in shaping human behavior. Charles Darwin's theory of evolution provided a biological framework for understanding the inheritance of traits and natural selection. B.F. Skinner emphasized the role of conditioning and reinforcement in shaping behavior through external stimuli. Noam Chomsky challenged the behaviorist view of language acquisition, arguing for an innate language faculty within the human mind. These figures have contributed significantly to our understanding of the complex interplay between nature and nurture. Their groundbreaking work has shaped the ongoing debate and our current perspectives on human development. Untangling the complex interplay between genes and environment is a central challenge in the nature-nurture debate. This debate has intrigued scientists and philosophers for centuries as they seek to understand the relative contributions of genetic inheritance and environmental factors to human development. While genes provide the blueprint for our biological development, environmental factors shape how that blueprint is expressed. Just as a seed needs the right conditions to grow into a healthy plant, our genetic potential requires the right environment to be fully realized. This interplay is often described using the metaphor of a musical score and its performance. The genes are like the notes on the sheet music, while the environment is the conductor and musicians who bring the music to life, influencing the tempo, dynamics, and expression. One way to understand this interplay is through the concept of gene-environment interaction. This concept highlights how different environments can affect individuals with different genetic makeups in unique ways. For example, certain genetic variants may increase the risk of developing depression, but only in individuals who experience stressful life events. This means that the same genetic predisposition can lead to different outcomes depending on the environment. Another important concept is gene-environment correlation, which refers to the tendency for individuals with certain genotypes to be exposed to certain environments. This can happen in three ways: passive, evocative, and active correlations. Epigenetics, the study of changes in gene expression that do not involve alterations to the underlying DNA sequence, has further illuminated this complex interplay. Epigenetic changes can be triggered by various environmental factors and can have lasting effects on an individual's health and behavior. Epigenetic mechanisms can be influenced by environmental factors such as diet, stress, and exposure to toxins. These factors can modify the way genes are expressed, leading to changes in physical and mental health. These changes can alter gene expression and potentially be passed down to future generations. This means that the experiences of one generation can influence the genetic expression of the next, adding another layer of complexity to the nature-nurture interplay. The intertwined influences of nature and nurture have a profound impact on a wide range of human behaviors. Our genetic makeup influences our temperament, personality, and predispositions to certain behaviors, while our experiences shape our values and beliefs. Intelligence is influenced by both genetic and environmental factors. Twin studies have shown that intelligence is heritable, but environmental factors also play a significant role. Personality traits, such as extroversion and neuroticism, are moderately heritable, but life experiences can also shape our personalities. Mental disorders, such as schizophrenia and depression, are influenced by a complex interplay of genetic and environmental factors. Even simple behaviors, such as eating and sleeping, are influenced by both nature and nurture. Our genetic makeup influences our metabolic rate and sleep patterns, while our environment shapes our eating habits and sleep schedules.